Yeah, it's hard to describe it because it's different than that la la. Lots of times la la says, "Oh, that's really good. That was a really good session." And then it was just shit, you know? Versus that like so empty and you don't know what you're doing, but then you just know it's aligned. You just know it. One year at retreat, what year was that? 2018. And Tracy kept slipping into la la. And she was doing this little meditation for the group. I can't remember what it was, for alchemy or something like that. And then she'd leave and tell me it was so good. It was so, so deep. Everyone loved it. It was so good. And I'd walk into the room and everyone was in la la. Everybody was in a trance. And it would just take me fucking for like, I just like take another 30 or 40 minutes to just pull everyone out of trance. And I remember feeling like I only have 7 days. I can't keep popping, like pulling people out of trance, like. But I could see how the difference between that trance where people in the room are like, that was really good, or Tracy was like, that was really good. And it was like, no, you guys, that is the feeling of trance. Feels subtle, but it is so different. And the different is inclusive versus exclusive. Trance is an exclusive movement.
Yeah,
Reality is
nice.
inclusive.
Sort of like always nice.
Yeah. And it's always nice and it's always, but it's kind of like at this specific pitch that's exclusive. And I don't care what the trance is. It could be your own trance of meditation. It could be a trance of chanting. It could be a trance of a substance, like pot or ayahuasca or frog bile pieces or whatever, right? But it's to be in this exclusive channel that doesn't make room for all. The trance isn't fully present.
Yeah,
It's a very good point, but it's so subtle of an experience where I think the inclusivity of the presence of the present moment of reality is so obviously available in ourselves. Where are you exactly? Is this a trance or is this reality? And I feel like the most obvious way to recognize is the inclusivity versus exclusivity. Because it can just be a trance of thought. It could be a trance of, I mean, anything can pop us into a trance, right? Most of the time we have trances of fear. And then it's only this one way. Control says only this one way. And its very lack of inclusivity is proof that you're in a trance. So much of COVID was run through trance, fear trances. There's only this one solution. There's only this one problem. And it was so exclusive and it didn't bring in any space for innovation and inclusivity and, like trance.
yeah.
Trance is a really easy thing for humans to fall into. And most of us live most of our lives there. And so that's what we're up against, the habituation of it, the familiarity of it, which is up against reality. It's laughable that anybody would point to that as safety. But I agree, that's part of its charm is this illusion of safety. Cilia is beautiful. That's a beautiful solution to trance. Yeah. It's why comedians save lives. When you're in a suicidal ideation trance, comedians are the one of the best solutions. Is just watch fucking comedy for an hour. It'll break the trance. which isn't to say go trance out on comedy, but is to point to silly as a lovely solution. It sounds ominous, but it's like trance has a way, you know, is it inspiration or distraction? You know, and there's a way that trance can feel like inspiration, but like even a fear trance, you know, like even this big bolt of fear feels like, oh, that's an inspired solution. I'll just control everything. I'll just tell those people, I'll just figure this out. I'll just do this. I'll do that. I'll get this done, you know, like, or whatever, or even just like panic trances, or there's some element to like, I don't know if inspiration is the right word, but certainly a la trance will have that inspirational element to it. Or we have to question is we get where I think it's a beautiful question. I guess you don't have to do anything, but the invitation is this beautiful question to ask. Is it inspiration or is it distraction? In truth, in my life right now, there are some fulfillments coming in that are so unbelievably joyous and fulfilling. They have a type of an energetic charge to them that feels trance-like. I keep saying, like, I get blown out. I'm getting blown out. And somebody was asking me to define it. And I was like, when I went to define it, that's when I could see it was truly inspiration, not distraction, because it meant I couldn't hold mind and I couldn't hold detail. So I couldn't answer the dimensions of the handrail I need in the bathroom, you know, like too blown out, you know, like too blown out. It's not the moment for dimensions of handrails. Like it's not alive. Because life is so fulfilling. There's so much aliveness and so many pieces inside just being touched and brought into joy that it blows me out of having any level of control or ability to like direct the movement. that is inspiration. That's actual inspiration. But trance inspiration can be a different type of blowout where you're just kind of, I don't know, you're in this la disassociation, frankly.
Yeah.
And they're so close and they're so similar. And again, I think it's inclusivity versus exclusivity. Are you disassociated and in your own bubble, or are you just so popped out by all that is and all the aliveness and all the information and just being so alive?